What's going on, everyone? Welcome to episode 5 of building the original Star Wars Battlefront 2 Hoth and Lego. This is the last episode of showing the progress, but I will have a finale out showing the whole mock when it's finished. Right now it's 3:26 a.m. and I'm in the Brick World Chicago Convention Hall, really trying to put it on those final touches. This episode is going to be focusing on vehicles and minifigures. As you can see behind me, I have a lot of it already put together, but there's a couple other things we need to take care of. That being said, make sure to leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss the finale when it comes out. So let's get started. Just finished the UCS AT-AT. It took me about, I would say, maybe 10 hours. Started at like 7 o'clock last night, was doing it till like 4 in the morning, and then continued today, ended up finishing it. And then I also have 2 Brick Vault snow speeders. These are really nice. I'm like amazed in how they turned out. They look really good. And then we have the Brick Vault AT-ST, which is a bit of a letdown if I'm gonna be honest. In the review, they show it like completely standing up fine, but this thing will not stand without something supporting it. So I figured out how to position it to where it can stand with something supporting it at the bottom. But other than that, it looks pretty good and it's gonna get the job done. Alright, so everything is now packed up and ready to be moved into my car tomorrow. Still wondering how I'm going to move this, but I'll see about just putting it on its side, but we'll just figure it out. I'm definitely going to be having to do some repairs no matter what. So I just kind of took some stuff apart as much as I could. I'm really worried about this because this is the one that I accidentally connected together with these plates right here. So it is pretty fragile on the bottom. The bottom still kind of wiggles a bit, but I'm probably just gonna put that in the back. And I still would probably want to get like some towels or something, especially for this, just so I can cover it and it's not like sitting in the sun and then yellows. I'm gonna be waking up in about like 7 hours, and then we are off to Chicago. This is honestly probably what I get for just laying it on its side in the car. One of this actually fell off in the parking lot, and one very nice guy was able to help me with this, so he brought this on the table for me. So yeah, there's lost some feet in the car, and then I still gotta get a bunch of loose pieces out of there, but I should be able to fix it. It's not too much. Built it recently, so I should remember how everything goes together. So yeah, still setting it up over here. Got most of the base plates in, just missing like 2 of them. And then I got a bunch of like loose pieces, and gotta still get the minifigs in. Everything is now brought in. Just gotta unwrap everything and do some repairs. So the AT-AT is basically back to how it was, except for these small amounts of pieces right here. So I'm just gonna flip through the instruction manuals and try and see where they go. So all the Imperial minifigures are essentially done right now. I'll show them off in more detail later. We got the engineer, the scout trooper, dark troopers, regular snow troopers, and then the heavy snow troopers. And then we also have the officers right here. So I just spent like 20 minutes fixing this thing up, and don't get me wrong, it looks amazing, but it is really fragile and just kind of really frustrating when it falls apart because there's so many like one stud connections, and like I said, looks amazing but really fragile. I just finished building all the rebel figures. We got the heavies, the snipers, the Bothan spies, some Wookiees, the regular foot soldiers, and then the smugglers. So I'm gonna count how much these are and then just put them away in a bag. Alright, so it's about 3:30 a.m. in the convention hall. I think I'm gonna call it a night. We still got a little left to do, mainly just adding all the figures and covering that up with the tiles. Still might change that hill a little, but we are almost done. It's time to start putting on the tiles, but first I need to remove the AT-AT so I can get to the bottom. I just took a little break, did some shopping, got some sweet custom molded lightsaber hilts, and now I'm just gonna get back to tiling off the rest of this, and then we'll get the AT-AT placed. And we are officially finally done with the terrain and the tiling off. It looks so much better with the colors underneath just not showing. So now we're gonna get the AT-AT placed and then the figures. I might end up changing this again or just adding some more tiles. But yeah, it's nearly finished and I can't wait. just added a little bit to the top of the hill. I think that is the best it's gonna look with what I'm dealing with, because all of these tiles, and there's just like little amounts of stud to actually connect stuff. And I did accidentally drop the explosion behind the table, so I gotta go behind that and pick that up. Right now I'm working on just kind of like building some snow that's piling up around the AT-AT's feet. So I gotta make like 16 of these little wedge pieces that will somewhat fit around the feet. So gotta do that for all the feet now. Just finished putting in the light kit for the UCS AT-AT, and I have to say that it was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. The lights look pretty good, they're bright. My only kind of gripe with it is that the lights are in kind of like odd places. Most of it is on the interior, and I wish that there'd be some more on the exterior, like for the cannons. I think that'd be pretty cool. But I do love this. This looks pretty good, except for the middle. I wish it was a little brighter. But it does look good. I'm happy with it. It does the job. It's gonna look really good in the World of Lights at Brick World Chicago. Another plus about this is that the wires are really well hidden. You have to kind of come under to see the wire exposed, and this is like the most exposed one of the wires is gonna be. As I said earlier, most of them are on the interior, so that definitely helps, but I still wish there'd be some more on the exterior. Now for the final touches, placing the minifigs. So I'm first going to be placing the ones that have like some blast effects, because there's only so much of that I have, and then I'm just going to be placing the rest that are just going to be kind of running around the map or just kind of aiming their weapons. Here we have the snow speeder placed at an angle. We also got the little harpoon shooting out and kind of starting to wrap around the legs. We got another one over here, but unfortunately they are a little too big to be coming out of Echo Base, but I'm not too worried about that. It's already like on the battlefield, so it's not like it's in the middle of coming out. As for the minifigures, I tried to include all the different classes for both the Rebellion and the Empire. Starting with the Rebels, we have the regular foot soldier right here, the sniper, the heavies over here. We got one firing a rocket, and then after that we have the Bothan spy right here. I had a bit of trouble kind of coming up with a design for that, but that head is from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle sets. I believe it's Master Splinter, I want to say. I'm not too familiar with it. After that we have the Rebel Smuggler, and you can see that most of them have a bunch of different blast effects. I tried to make that as accurate as I could. Each one kind of had like a different color or like blast coming out of the gun. After the Smuggler, there are the Wookiees. I have a couple of the Tarful minifigs, and then one, I think, Snowy Chewbacca right here. And then additionally, I also added the ammo and health canisters that drop when a troop is killed. As for the Imperial side, we have the regular kind of snowtrooper, and the heavy right here, I tried to differentiate them as much as I could, because in the game they're all pretty identical, the regular, the heavies, and the scout troopers. So for the heavies, I added a white skirt to them, and for the scout troopers, I just used the regular ones from the Snow Trooper Battle Pack. But in game, they all look the same. The 3 classes are basically just this, despite their guns. After that, we have the engineers, which with a grenade launcher. We have a couple firing one right there. And then the officers, this is kind of a mix between a bunch of different figures. One is from the 2022 ATST that came out. And then right here we have the Dark Troopers, is what they were called before the modern day Dark Troopers existed. This is the Shadow Stormtrooper from a battle pack a couple years ago, and I just think it works perfectly for it. And that is it for the minifigures, and that marks the conclusion to my mock building series. It is finished. I will have a finale overview in the next couple days. I still have to wait to get some additional footage like from the World of Lights so I can show this off in the dark. But yeah, I am very pleased with how this turns out. I think it looks really good. So that being said, thank you very much for watching. I will see you all very soon for the finale.